HubNut, sponsored by Lancaster Insurance. Choo choo! What fun times. Let's go and find out what it's like to ride on that very train. And here we are at the other end of the line. You've probably seen the Devil's Bridge end and the train going past my house. But this is the Aberystwyth end where the line begins. We've got Ellie sat in the car park there. There's still some building work ongoing at the moment because there's been a massive transformation over the winter. New platform, new buildings here to go alongside the old engine shed. And behind me is the new building, considerable, and opened, as you can see, 2012. And the good news is we can go and have a peek inside because it's 8:45 in the morning. The first departure's at 10:30, and trains do take a fair amount of preparation. So here we go, behind the scenes. No, that is not the train for the day. That is a JCB. So here are the three current engines. We've got number 7, what was number 9, but is now 1213. And today's engine is going to be number 8. And the lads are already hard at work. So let's go and see what's going on. There we go, so here we go, the fuel is starting to go in. Caleb is the fireman for the day. So he's carried out a lot of checks, cleared out yesterday's clinker, and it's amazing how warm the engine still is, because it did run yesterday. Jack the fireman is busy lubricating and cleaning, because yeah, there's a lot of lubing to do, because you've got all these fantastic mechanisms down the side, so there's a lot of movement going on. That looks far less suspicious from here.
Gotta be done.
Yeah. So what's this? This is part of the air system?
This is the air compressor for the braking, which is steam driven. Mm-hmm. So I'm just clearing the water up the system at the minute to let the oil run through. Obviously you can't compress the water, you've got a piston in here.
Yep.
So you want to be able to clear any condensation out before you start it up. And what that does then, once there's enough steam, say if we've got about 100 psi on the clock, build the air pressure, which charges your red line, which is your main reservoir.
Yep, down here.
Black line here is your service line,
right.
brake chambers. So this one's constantly pressurised when the air pump's working. This one's only pressurised when you make a brake application.
Yeah, got you. Yes, a lot of braking to be done on this railway, because it climbs up to, what is it, about 800 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 800 feet, so it chuffs all the way up, and then, yeah, a lot of use on the brake coming back down again, because it's a fair bit of weight. So these engines, locomotives, date from early 1920s. I think they were built between 22 and 24. Yeah, this is the first time I've seen all three of them together, so it's quite a moment, really. Oh, there we go, first layer of coals in. We've got the fuel ready to go. Soon be time to light the fire, and this is still over 2 hours, no, over an hour from when it needs to go out. And because it is still warm, and I can feel the warmth from here, it doesn't take quite so long to warm up, whereas if you're having to start a loco from completely cold, you have to be much more careful about it.
You might see a little bit of water come out from last night. There it is.
Oh yeah, there we go.
And then just open that slowly. That's blower open there.
Yeah.
Just open the damper right here. So that's the airflow going into the firebox.
Mm-hmm.
Got a match here. Rag by the door.
We assume you'll be cooking your breakfast on that later.
Yeah, bacon goes on there, just a bit of oil. We're all good to go then.
So what is your fuel of choice on the rags?
The rags burn pretty well by themselves. Yeah, I mean they go pretty well. They use rags from inside the workshop, so they could have a bit of oil in them. Sort of a bit of could have a bit of white spirits from the paint shop, a bit of everything. Put it on there.
So what sort of pressure does it get up to once it's up to?
Yeah, 165 pounds per square inch. Yeah,
Blimey.
it's up to. It's tested to 2.5 times that. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's that red line up there. So we've got a while to go yet.
Yeah, I'd say we're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
But one of the things I love about this railway is, I mean, the people who work on it are so young generally. It's great to see younger generations getting involved in something, this ancient technology, 1920s locomotives. Right, while the loco is gently warming in there, we've come over to where the carriages live, and some very hard work going on here as well. I'm told this is the hardest job on the railway, is polishing the carriages and keeping them lovely. And Batty's having a good old polish. How's it going?
Oh, not too bad.
Good, good.
It's getting there.
So you've just got to do this one and all of them back down to there?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is one of the open carriages with the seat backs that flip. I've enjoyed a ride in these open carriages myself. You get quite dirty sometimes, but it's all part of the fun. And the numbers here, actually in 24 karat gold leaf, all hand painted. Quite extraordinary. So how long does it take to get all the carriages ready?
About 2 hours.
Right, blimey. So that's doing all the brass work.
The windows.
Windows.
Inside, outside.
Yeah, because most of them have windows. I've noticed some luxury this year. You've actually got almost a convertible on the back, the side panels that come down on the open carriages.
That's for the disabled.
Ah.
If it does start raining, we can drop the sheets down.
Okay. Excellent. Because I mean that's an innovation for this year, I think, isn't it? Disabled access.
They come in last year.
Last year, yeah. Because
latter
obviously
end.
in the 1930s these or 20s?
20s and 30s.
Yeah. Yeah, disabled access wasn't so great in those
No.
days. So yeah, it's nice to see some
Well,
improvements
the
going on. So yeah, while the engine warms, there's an awful lot of polishing to do, and they're using peak polish. They are keen to point out, keep everything shiny, and even when they get up to the Devil's Bridge end, they tend to be off lubricating and polishing straight away. There is always plenty to do. So yeah, the fire is still burning away in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll put a round of coal on there now, see the wood's nearly burnt through.
Yeah.
But you want to be bringing it round slowly.
You don't want to rush these things.
No.
Beautiful. And through here, there's an entire workshop where they're rebuilding locomotives, there's machine tools, there is lots of interest in there, but sadly some of the projects are a bit secret, so we're not allowed to go and have a peek in there just now. But when they have open days, and there will be one mid-September, I think, keep an eye on the Vale of Rheidol website, rheidolrailway.co.uk, I think. If it isn't, I'll correct it. But yeah, you might get a chance to see what's going on behind the scenes. But yeah, Jack is now starting to put the coal on. And typical of the approach here, apprentices that have come through the system. So Jack's 23, Caleb is 20, and they are the locomotive driver and fireman for the day. So just wonderful to see, and there's always new young apprentices coming in, and yeah, very involved, very varied work, and that's wonderful to see. Well, it's now 9:30, an hour until departure. We've got steam appearing. Jack is shoveling more coal on. The pressure is heading up. We've still got quite a long way to go. And there's still even more polishing to do. But look at that, you really can see your face in the engine. This one's a bit quicker to start, but this is what's used for moving the carriages about. 500 RPM, a big Caterpillar engine, and an actual windscreen wiper.
There we are.
Oh, look at that.
In sync.
Yeah, and occasionally out of sync as well. Beautiful. Oh, life is good. Right, we shall watch this one drag the carriages out then. Is that the plan?
Yeah, we've got to wait for the air to fill it first. So you can see there, you can see the gauge just moved. And then, yeah, so we've got a while to go yet.
Right.
Before we've got any pressure. There's £70 for the clutch to engage.
Blimey.
So we've got a little while yet. That's why I've come over at this time just to get it going.
Yep, leave it ticking over.
Yeah, that's right.
Super. Batty out there on points duty. Who's faster, man or train? We are standing back as the air system gets ready to fire into life. It's already given us a mild shower, but it's fine. It's all part of the steam fun.
Just crack the steam a bit more and then start.
Air system success. So while the preparations continue, just talk a bit about the history. The Vale Rheidol Railway was built in 1902, and the interesting fact is the house I live in used to be a row of cottages. I think there were 9 cottages, and when the railway was built, they demolished all but 2 of them. So the bit of the house which has the fantastic carpet is one of the original cottages, and it's been knocked through into its neighbour and then an extension built on at the end. And these locomotives came along when it became part of GWR, Great Western Railway, in the 1922, I think that was. And then it kind of evolved, and it ended up part of the British Rail when the railways were nationalised. So the last steam service operated by British Rail was one of these locomotives. They kind of forgot they owned it, and an MP raised a question about the perilous state of the railway in 1987, at which point the government went, oh, we didn't know we owned a steam railway. So there you go. Last steam service was actually here in Aberystwyth in the late 1980s. And the railway's now in private hands, and yeah, especially in the past few years, there's been such massive investment. Stuff like, you know, the massive workshops and the new buildings and platforms here at the Aberystwyth end, and there's more services now than there were even 9 years ago when we moved to the area. So yeah, it's great to see. But yes, it's now gone 10 o'clock, so the first departure is 25 minutes away. The carriages are starting to fill up, so getting ready to go. And this is what you have to do. You can't just throw a switch and off you go. There's a lot of preparation involved. Off with the brake. Off she goes for a drink. There we go, all watered up. Back she comes. Now it's charging up the air system of the entire train. And a good old chuff away. Well, I'm very glad I had permission, but the exciting news is we're now going to have a footplate ride up to Devil's Bridge. So we shall go and see Took and Myrtle, not Ellie, because Ellie's down this end, and yeah, we shall see what's involved in getting this loco up the hill.
There we go, lock it in position.
Yeah, here we are aboard the loco. It's definitely toasty. That's good. I've been assured that one of these levers makes tea. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
No?
It'd be nice if it did.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to use the hot water from one of these.
No, probably not the cleanest, but
Got the starter.
pressure is now building.
Got the right away.
There's our whistle.
Handbrake's off.
Thank you.
There we go.
Off we go.
Collect our token.
Thank you, mate. Here's a couple bang on E2.
Yeah, a couple of bangers.
We've got the maintenance train is actually out today, so yeah, we have to make sure we don't meet it.
That's it. We'll be passing them a couple bangers. So.
tap shut, so now we're chuffing away mightily.
So when Jack shuts off his regulator,
Yeah.
I'll see my pressure start to climb rapidly. So we will be stopping soon. So I'm going to sit my feed on and my blower on as well. My blower is just a steam ring around the bottom of the chimney,
Yeah.
and that sucks the air in. Then, you know,
Creates a vacuum on your fire. It draws it. At the minute there's a vacuum on your fire. There's no need for the blower, that's off.
Yeah.
Because I've got steam on with the regulator, so that's creating enough of a vacuum on the fire. So you don't get much of a blow back there. Whereas if I shut off and we're stationary, for instance, you'll get a blow back. Certainly if you put some fresh coal on.
Yeah.
So the blower is used to draw that to get your fire hot.
Super.
So it doesn't clinker up as well. And you're wanting your pressure near the red mark the majority of the way so that you can keep an eye on your water level in the boiler, which is probably between about a third and half a glass at the minute.
Yeah.
So you want to keep that at about that mark. And then 165 pounds square inch to be able to take the drain up the hill. So what I'm doing with the regulator is constantly using the steam and water to the pallet. It's got to shovel the coal to produce the pressure that I require. Shut it off.
Level crossing coming up.
Just wait here for, you should get a flashing white light aspect in a second now. And that proves that everything's working on the relay system.
Yep, there we go.
So white light.
Oh, there's Barry and his BX. What great timing that is. To see the world. I don't think I fully appreciated how lively the ride is. It's quite bouncy. Fire is being fed once more.
Yeah. So this gear reverser
Yeah.
is the equivalent to your gearbox in the car. At the minute, trying to be economical with it by using as little steam and water as possible by what we call cutting off the steam supply. So on this here, it's running at 50%. When you start off on the platform, you want to start all the way down here if you're going forwards.
Yeah.
So you'll be in full forward gear, which is a bit like gear 1. As you open the regulator, which regulates the amount of steam there is from the boiler down to the cylinders, and how much power you want to have. You cut off the steam supply. So cutting off means you unlock it, like that, and you wind it in. So you cut off the steam supply from the valve to the cylinders. So you're reducing the travel of your valve, basically.
Okay.
And obviously, because we're running along a pretty flat piece of railway at the minute, beyond the couple banger, it's a bit of 1 in 14 levels off, 1 in 35 levels off again. Because we wound out that little bit more, just because you got 6 coaches behind you, relatively full, and you're running up a steep gradient.
Yeah. Oh,
Because we're coasting, and then I'm setting up for the next move.
yeah.
You're going to have to slow down. That's all forward gear there, which is 80% cut off. And we'll whistle coming into the station. And then what we've got here is a signal. So that's in the off position, which means I can pass that.
Yeah.
As far as the stop end of section mode. Because I'm slowing down to drop Caleb off, because under the train's clear the set of points, you'll have to change them with the token. You'll struggle to start off again with a shorter cut off than you will in full gear.
Yeah.
It's a bit like with your car. You wouldn't try and start in 3rd or 4th gear. You'd start in 1st.
Indeed. And there, as expected, is a little maintenance wagon. Known as Thunderbird 4, quite amusingly.
Even though we're on the level.
Yeah.
Open the drain box. And because I'm not getting off the loco, I'll leave it on the air brake. Thank you.
There we go. We have our new key.
Okay, so what we'll have to do now is we'll just have to change the points. So we came up on a red token, which is from Aberystwyth to Capelbanger. We're now at Capelbanger. We'll proceed on the next section to Aberfrwd on B1 Capelbanger to Aberfrwd.
Beautiful.
The first thing we've got to do is change the points, because at the minute they're set against us. So you got
Clear to Aberfrwd.
Clear to Aberfrwd.
Right away.
Right away.
Handbrake's off, yeah.
Thank you. See you later, boys. Alright. Yeah, I'm sitting on the corner. There's a key into the
Oh, now the climb's really kicking in. At least there are no headroom problems. Oh yeah, that is hot. Crikey. And here we are, the first water stop. Just so much maintenance on these things, it's quite remarkable. And it is seriously busy in here. I've been left alone for the moment, I'm not touching anything. But yeah, constant battle of balancing the pressure, getting enough heat in the fire. It's, yeah, hard work. So now forcing more coal from the front of the bunker through to the back here. There's a little flap which stops coal just falling off the edge when we're going along. So now we should have replenished stocks. Oh, look at that. We have our permission to go to the end of the line.
Yeah, Caleb.
Alright, quick.
Had to slow down because it gets very tight here. As we cling to the edge. One of the tightest turns, and we really can't see the whole train out the back. Now we really are climbing. As ever, we're right on the edge. It's not a bad spot round here, is it? The railway just sort of clings to the cliff edge. Caused great excitement in the early days. People would genuinely be petrified because of how steep the drop is off the edge. And I can kind of understand why. We really are perched right on the very edge here. There's always cleaning to do.
Always, yeah.
Through the cutting. Whoa. Take a peek through here. There's Myrtle and Took. And after a long hard climb, the final cutting into Devil's Bridge Station. Journey's end. Now Caleb's uncoupling. That's been brilliant, and I've got very dirty doing nothing at all. But yeah, I think driver and fireman certainly deserve a cup of tea. Not sure I've earned my cup of tea, but I'm going to have one anyway, I think. So yeah, thank you very much.
Right, you're welcome.
Right, brilliant. I say they get to rest and have a cup of tea. What they actually have to do is more cleaning and oiling, and more oiling and cleaning. Your work is never done with a locomotive. So when you're turning the handle, that's changing the angles of all this sort of stuff.
You've got that reverser in the cab, which we're saying was equivalent to your gearbox in the car. You've got your lifting arm here, which is connected to a way shaft in between, because obviously it's double acting with the two cylinders, so it extends right through, so that when you lock it into full gear, whether you're going into full forward, so at the minute that's mid gear, full forward would be like that, drop right down with the die blocks at the bottom of your expansion link, and then full reverse will be up there in this cutout with the die blocks at the top, so I can show you that now if you like.
Yeah, thank you.
into full forward gear. This is down there.
There we go, and you can see the piston is forced further into the cylinder.
So it's connected to what we call the radius rod, which is this here.
Yeah.
Which is connected to the combination lever, and then that comes off your valve rod. That's your valve rod buckle there, and then in here is your slide valve, which is a square valve where you've got your 3 ports inside. So that's just going back and forth, and they sit on springs. So when you're in full gear, the valve's travelling at full stroke, and then when you cut off the steam supply, you're reducing the travel of it.
Right, got you. Amazing stuff.
And then
So someone sat down and thought all this out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Extraordinary, really.
It's the same principle in full reverse then. So that's
there we
full
go.
gear in reverse.
Yeah.
And then as I open the regulator, I can't do it at the minute obviously,
Yeah.
but as that's open, as I have been at the line, I'm cutting off the steam supply, which you can see that there moving,
Yeah.
and then I'd lock it to whatever felt like it needed it. So
Amazing.
stick that back into mid-gear because don't want it to roll away.
Yeah. I think I didn't really understand just how much work goes into driving a steam engine. So, yeah, you certainly don't just open the regulator and off you go. No. Amazing. Thank you.
All right.
So once you get to Devil's Bridge, obviously one of the things you can do is go to the Two Hoots Cafe, recently featured along with myself in Henry Cole's motorbike show on ITV4. And yeah, a great place to get a paned o day, your cup of tea. If there's an important Welsh word and phrase you need, it's that one, paned o day. There is time just about to walk down the hill, and you can go and look at the 3 bridges in Devil's Bridge. They're stacked up. Oh, there goes my mate Bill in his Daewoo Musso. And yeah, you can just about get down there to do the full walk, but it's, you know, they recommend 45 minutes for that walk, so you do have to run a bit. And you can do that. You can come back up to this cafe. There are other cafes about on site. There is Sarah Bunton's marvellous chocolate shop, does lovely hot chocolates. There is plenty to see here. I apologise if this is sounding like I've been funded by Welsh tourism. I haven't. This is just a part of the world I like very, very much. But the train stays here for an hour and 15 in the afternoon. So if you want a bit more time, the afternoon one is the one to go for, unless they're running. Check the timetable, it varies. But yeah, it's a really, really nice day out. And I've noticed I've got a bit of goth eye makeup going on. I did manage to get completely filthy because I put my hand on the outside of the roof. And it turns out that was a mistake. But anyway, I need to get myself a paned o day and possibly some barra brief. And now cups of tea have been consumed, and now it's on to get some water from the tank, which is just the other side of that bridge. That's along the train before going down the other end. And there we go, another drink, and we'll be all set back. So presumably you don't have to keep the pressure quite so high?
No, we're literally going down the line with a campfire, we say, so you can see there how it's
oh yeah, settle down, a treat.
dead in there. There's a
Lovely.
few little holes. We'll give it a quick rake before we go to see if there's any clinkers. Which affects the steaming, stops the air coming through the fire.
Yeah, that's much more comfortable now. It was melting my shoes on the way up. And away we go. Full reverse. So going back down, it's pretty much brakes all the way. You can see on the gauge how much braking is being done. Not a huge amount at the moment, it's just holding it on the handle. So how much weight do you think we're slowing down at the moment?
You've got about 60 tonne behind you.
Right, okay. And the loco itself is what?
29 tonne.
29 tonnes, yeah. A fair bit.
Nearly 100 tonnes. training all.
Yeah, blimey. The wheels will be getting warm.
Yeah. It's all, today's a dry day, it's all down to rail conditions as well. If it's a wet day, with this weight train, you'd be having about 20 pound of brake on constantly. Because obviously it's always wanting to slide.
Yeah, tricky.
There's more lubrication on the wheels here, see?
No ABS.
No.
Shoveling more coal in because we've used, well, each round trip uses about half a ton of coal. So that bunker's been completely emptied. There's still another one to go over here with a bit more in it. But yeah, you have to keep it topped up, even coming down, because obviously you need the steam pressure, out the air pressure, and the air pressure is what stops you. That's been a really interesting visit. It is quite remarkable to think that these trains have been puffing along this line since the 1920s. Truly remarkable. But we're getting back down to the bottom of the valley again. So overall then, not a bad day job.
It's not bad. Yeah, mine.
Yeah, mate, yeah.
Almost back in Aberystwyth. And now we're back in Aberystwyth, it's time to load her up. The hopper helpfully separates out the dust and fragments from the big old lumps. But yeah, a fair amount of coal. The hard work just never ends really, and it's only a half-hour turnaround at this end, so there is a lot to do. Gosh, yes, a bit of a clear out before the run back up. And look at the pain in the backside of the all this fluff from all the weeds. That's not entirely helpful. So there we go, running a steam engine, surprisingly hard work. But this one has been refreshed so that it's ready for the journey back up to Devil's Bridge. And a fresh selection of customers awaits. So there you go, I've still got a slightly gothic eye going on because of all the coal dust, but yeah, that's been a very interesting day. So I shall say thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. Don't forget the HubNut merchandise is available at hubnut.org, and we've got a Patreon at patreon.com/hubnut. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I shall see you in a future video. Air system has been connected up again. Farewell. I've been out-pursued by a train. Thunderbirds, I'll go. Also, pantograph wiper and centre entry and exit. That's all the joy of Thunderbird 4.